Good morning. Cheers, everybody. Oh, I just realized I did not align my logo. The camera keeps shifting. Let's see if we can fix that. It moves by itself. And now I need to that actually looks really cool, that blur. I like it, but not quite what I want. Should fix that. There we go. That's better. Yes. Hi everyone. So can I just tell you all, it is currently 2 degrees. When I got up this morning, it was 0 degrees. I don't recall the last time ever it was 0 degrees. Unless, of course, I was at the snow or something. So it is currently 2 degrees. I've got the heater on. I just had to turn it down. I had it on full with my hoodie. My fingers are like, oh, did you hear that? They're like frozen fish fingers, except they're not fish. Winter wonderland. There's no wonder. It's not a wonderland. And my glasses are filthy, and I'm totally unprepared for the stream today. I got to tell you all now, I'm totally unprepared for it. You can't even see my desk because of the stuff that's there, but my desk is covered with Reflow Master Pros. Hang on, let me give you a different view. Maybe I can give you a different view of just my... if I go to this one, there we go. Look at that. I mean, I've just got, you can't see, they go all the way this way. Reflow Master Pros that have been, these are all built. They need screens on and final testing. These have been flashed and they need all the through hole. And then these are going to fall off. These need to be cleaned and then flashed. Anyway, I've been going through crazy amount of Reflow Master Pros, making them all. Because I finished, let me go back to my proper, where are we? Here we go. So I finished Swarm. Yes, that was a massive job. And straight away jumped on to making those and I've started making my first batches of some of my prototype boards. So that's the 2-up board with the proto area on the side. That's the 3-up with the proto area on the bottom. And then I've got the other two to make, the 2-up with the micro connector and just the normal 3-up. So that started as well. I've just been, yeah. And I've got another very large order that I need to start maybe this afternoon or tomorrow. So it's been crazy here, and my office is an absolute mess. And I have to say that the last few months, at least, but even longer, has just been, it's just chaotic in here. It's just a disaster zone. Not being able to keep it clean. Wonder what I could do about that. So let's have let's say hello to everyone in chat first. Let's do that, because that numbers are filling up quite fast, actually, which is really cool. So Adam, good morning. Tony, hello. Andy Mouse, hi. Henrik, the tent creator. Oh my god, I'm never gonna. Poor John. Rat Madness, Mark, hello. Mako, hi. Shipu. Digital Things, hello. New PNP. Possibly a new PNP. Definitely not too soon. Good morning, Michael. Oh, Michael, I'm sorry you're up so early. Crazy Roops, David Esser, hello. Richard Fry, also up early. I feel so bad for the local folks and the overseas folks that are up so late. So okay, it's suffering on both sides. Hey Lockie, Rob, hello Rob, Beata, Paul, Futari Media, hi, Rota, hello. Dave Hines, you're here earlier than you thought, maybe. I don't know, can't remember. Keen, I didn't think Keen was going to make it, but he did. Keen's got a busy day off-site today. Christopher, hello. Sergeant Bond. Luminator, hello. Chris, hey Chris. Quixotic Geek, hello. Hello, greetings mere mortals. Hello John. To John, okay, so hello John Raymond and then hello John Meeking. Otherwise I would have just said hello John twice and that would have been weird. Mike, hi. Paul's Projects, hello. Mark's laying in a hammock in the conservatory. Perfect weather, yeah. I wish. Darker than usual. No, it's pitch black outside. But it's it's about normal in here for my streams, I think. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Sid, hello. Tabletronics, hello. Prince Pranav.
Siegfried Homanto says hello from the other side.
Hello, the other side.
Mako says, Sin, it's always when it is still dark outside but your room behind you is plenty bright but your face needs some more light for the camera.
Nah, make it dark. No one wants to see me. They want to see the logo. I could just not even be here. It could just be my voice. That's all that we need. Not herbs. I don't know how to pronounce that, but hello. Wolfgang, hi. And Siegfried, hello. Christos, hello. Sun is sleeping. Boy.
Bendranath Biswas says hello from Bangladesh.
Hello. I don't know how to... I'm going to try to pronounce that. Mano Bendranath. Hello and welcome. And I'm sorry if I just butchered your name. Mr. Agony, hello. Sven, hello. I'm going backwards now. Ian, Scott Johnson, hello. Lots of people today. Mr. Explore, hello. Jack, don't know how to... PD1 SRM, yep. Hi, Rick, hello. Okay. Is that Erin Rain? I think.
Pete
I hope I
says,
got that
is the
right.
news food enough to warrant ice cream?
Always ice cream. Oh my gosh. There's ice cream is like any time is ice cream. Kevon, hello. How are you, mate? I hope you're well.
Ian says, Reflow Master ordered whoop whoop.
Oh really? You got one. Awesome. Idurian, hi. I think I've missed...
ice cream.
We all scream for ice cream. Sorry, Graham, hello. I'm going backwards. I think I've missed people. Rob DeGraff, hello. Wow, I did actually say that no one should miss this one, and lots of people in chat. New people and lots of... Oh, hello, Cable Tie. Never fear, etc. Yes.
Mako says, Sin, I predicted a new workspace near your home. If I was right, when you'll tell the big news, what did I win?
Yeah, spoilers! Till, hello. Alan, hello. Keith the EE, hi. Okay, well...
Idarian says, happy birthday to me.
It's your birthday!
Mako says, I don't know, I just guess.
Beak says, Mako, you win helping see and move.
Yes.
Mark Olson says, I predict a new charm high.
Absolutely, I've ordered 5 charm highs. Yes. No, absolutely not. Hello, Daypore Jones. Hello, Techie. Okay, there's still more people coming in. Okay, wow. Awesome. That is awesome. Great turnout. It reminds me I need to get some chocolate custard ice cream base. Oh, yum. Yum, chocolate custard ice cream base made up and chilling. Yes, please. Will it last sending it in the mail, Chris? I'll take some.
Alan Madsen says, got the pros 3 nice cards.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Okay, so I have news. No way! How did you know that? Sion is the new UK Chancellor. No.
Beak says news.
Vanilla caramel fudge. I I like caramel, but I find it too much in ice cream sometimes. Like I can't do, what is it, salted caramel ice cream? It's too much. Like the first couple of spoonfuls is great.
Mark Olson says mail.
A petite moving with...
Manabendranath Biswas says his S32 is faster than Pico W.
It is. It depends on what you're doing. It's dual core instead of, well, they're both, yeah, okay.
Mako says he on the UK needs 2 new ministers.
The SB32 has faster cores, and because it's internal Wi-Fi and internal radios, technically dealing with the radios is faster. But Pico W has PIO, so you can do some really low-level fast stuff with IO. But it really depends on what you're working on. Yeah, different things for different projects. The Pico W is not an ideal IoT board because it's got no battery management on board, and connecting a battery is quite difficult, and it's not very good with low power compared to an ESP32 when it's sleeping. So yeah. Predicting the Pick Master Pro. I also have mail. Yeah, I'm just drawing this out. I also have mail, which Mark would like me to open earlier than later. But we'll start with the news. So, the Pico. Sorry, I say the Pico W is superb for even now. Its price point can't be beat.
Beak says, do you also have female?
Do you also have... What? What did I miss? Did I say something inappropriate? I hope I didn't. What did I say? Do I also have... Okay, you got to remind me what I said.
Mark Olson says male.
Oh, right. Yeah, the other type. I have gender-neutral new products that arrive to me via the postal service. Wow.
Beak says bad puns come as standard.
Yeah, how was that?
Mark Olson says post.
Hey, Mr. Tada. Okay. I have news. So, after much kicking and screaming, and let me tell you there was a lot, and my patrons know about this, I am moving my Unexpected Maker stuff out. I have just signed a lease.
Beak says, should we interrupt you again?
You can try. I have just signed a lease.
Congratulations, it's a boy.
It's it's a something. It's a gender neutral. I now have a warehouse. I will be getting the keys either today or tomorrow, and I am moving into a new space, which is just a little bit larger than what I have right now, because this space here is
Mark Olson says warehouse.
Workable. Yes, it's a warehouse, not a different type of spelling. So, I thought I would show you...
Beak says, does it have heating?
It does not have heating. You'll see. Okay, so I'm going to show you the place. I just need to...
Keen says unexpected factory.
No, it's going to be... I think I'm going to be calling it... I liked Unexpected Labs, but that apparently is taken, although it's not a company name, so I can still call it Unexpected Labs. It's just the name of my warehouse. But I think I'm going to be calling it Unexpected Things. My warehouse is going to be called Unexpected Things. I know that's bizarre.
Henrik says heated by spicy comments from chat. Beak says entirely expected whorehouse.
Reflow Masters, yeah, I don't really... I think that would be a rather expensive way to heat the place. I still have the sofa space. Well, I've got a place for the sofa. Okay, so, let me just switch over.
Mr. Agony says, does it have a pick and place machine from the company that shall not be named?
No, of course not. But it will get a new pick and place machine. So, this is my space. This is what it looks like at the front. It's this one in the middle, number 18. No, it does not have a barbecue out the front. Not anymore. And it is it's about 165 square meters. Unexpected space. Yeah, unexpected space, unexpected things. I don't know.
941 says, forget the heating. How will it go in summer?
It's gonna have a heating and a cooling problem, and we'll get to that.
Mark Olson says, unexpected echo, 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 echo.
I'm gonna have to turn off the chat in a minute, the voice in a minute. So it's a typical looking factory
Amory
warehouse.
says, so you'll have a PNP chain at home and another one there.
No,
Geek says echo echo.
no, I'm moving out of here. Everything's moving into
King
this.
says when I moved into my factory, there was a pick and place machine waiting for me.
Nice. Well, there won't be for me. So it's about 165 meters squared, about 110 meters squared at the bottom, and then the mezzanine up top. The up top, no, it doesn't come with the pool table. It's all empty now. The mezzanine area up top is slightly bigger than my whole operation here right now. So all up, this is about almost 4 times bigger than the space I've got right now. And it's about 10 minutes away from my house, which is one of the very important things. I had to find a place that was very close. So it's about 10 minutes, even like during a traffic period, which is really good. There is an office at the front, which is actually exactly the same size.
Geek says, can you cycle there?
I can, but I won't. I'll get to that. The front office is exactly the same size as this square of my office here, but I won't be using that as office space. My plan is to, well, I'll tell you. So the upstairs mezzanine, the whole upstairs mezzanine will be my office / project, prototyping, whatever area, right? And then the entire downstairs, which I'll show you, I'll show you floor plans in a moment, will have my production line. It'll have a dirty area, so laser cutter. I'm going to have a CNC, whatever in there. It'll have my stock and my packing area for packing orders and doing stuff like that. So it'll be all production downstairs, production and shipping downstairs, and design and projects and prototyping upstairs. And that's how it's going to be split. And there's enough room upstairs because that whole length is about 13 meters. The mezzanine with that office is about 13 meters. There's enough room up here for lots of desks, couch, tables, other people to come and help when it needs to be. Right, so my plan right now is to not employ more people yet. I'll go through what my plan is in a moment, but there is enough space there to bring people and to bring in help if I need to.
Mako says, saying, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. Now, here's the interesting thing is I don't want to move. I love working from home. If I could find a way to stay here, I would.
Geek says,
But I
more
can't.
robots, more cats.
More robots, no more cats. No, but more robots, yeah. So let me just go back to here. So there's a specific reason I'm moving. I know it's going to sound obvious. There's no internet there at the moment at all. I'm going to have to organise to get NBN connected.
Flamont 941 says, move house.
No, moving house is not an option. So yeah. Selling and buying in this market, I will not be able to find a house that will have a bigger work area than what I've got right now. I'm currently in a 3-length car garage. That is completely, totally unusual.
Mako says, is it on a business park?
Okay, I'm gonna turn the voice off for the moment. If everyone can, or just please stop using it. The interruption is really hard. I need to get this bit out. Okay, so let me get it out. Thanks. No, there's not another kid on the way. No. To find a house that has this type of space in it already is completely unusual. Like it was an absolute fluke that this was here when we found the house, and obviously we bought the place before I was in the hardware manufacturing business. So there's no way I could get another house and be able to find something like this, and there's no chance we're going to move up into the country or anything where I could get a lot of land, whatever. So I have to move. So the reason I need to move out is obviously space. I know that sounds obvious, but maybe not for the right reasons. So right now, there's a few things. I have no redundancy. Okay, if one part of my line goes down, I'm dead. Dead in the water, won't be able to do any manufacturing, right? And I have no space at all to even keep a spare anything here, right? I'm already using half the deck for storage as well. So that's the first thing. I've got no ability for redundancy. I've got no ability to add anything else to my line to speed myself up, to optimize, right? To get any... I can't physically produce anything faster here because there's nothing I could possibly do to make it any faster. And I can't easily, discussed before, get 3-phase here, right? If I was to put 3-phase in here, I would have to get my whole house rewired, and that's just not going to happen. And any new equipment I need to buy is going to be 3-phase at this point. I've got the largest oven I can get that's single phase. I've got the largest compressor I can get that's single phase. Any extra equipment that I would get would have to be 3-phase, right? So, I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm missing lots of questions, so I apologise. I'll go back or just ask them again. Dave just asked what will happen to the space that we're in right now. Yuz has already planned it out. Like, I've been looking for a place for a while. Yuz has already worked out everything that's going to be in here, and I have no space left in here, right? She's claimed it all. Like, even there's no way I can't move out now because she's already worked out what all this space is going to be for. I mean, that'll be a garage again, and this whole space here, I don't even have a little corner in it left anymore. No, Yuz doesn't sew. It will not be a sewing room. So I need to move into a space that allows me to grow my line, that allows me to have redundancy. We'll get to that in a moment. And then also allows me to bring up people in. I can't have anyone come in here and work with me. There is no room. There's hardly even standing room over there. When I was in the thick of the Swarm production, honestly, like Yuz should come in and stand at the door. She couldn't even get to me. The floor was covered. It was just an absolute mess. So, Yuz's streaming room. Maybe, you never know. Hey, David. No, she's not starting a YouTube channel. No, she's commandeered all this for the kids and for other stuff. And I think she's going to set up a little office for herself. Anyway, so I had to move out, and finding a place was challenging because I needed something that was big enough that I wouldn't run out of space too quickly, but was close. I wanted to be close. So, can I cycle there? I could. I have a bike, but I won't. The whole point, because as many of you know, I've got 2 kids with special needs. The whole point is that I can drop what I'm doing and be back home almost instantly, right? And if I'm on my bike and I have to ride home because I don't have my car with me, well, that then defeats the whole purpose of being able to drop what I'm doing and get home or get to the kids' school or whatever else very, very fast, right? That was one of the key requirements of me moving out, and it had to be close. The adventures of living with an unexpected maker channel. Yeah, I don't know. Sad that Yuz has claimed that space. I was looking forward to moving my workshop in. Well, you can negotiate with her if you want to move to Australia, Ian. No problem. It's a bit cold here today. Arcade and pinball machines. There's room on the mezzanine definitely for a pinball machine. I'd love to get a pinball machine. So what's great is that where this is there is a couple of side streets that we take to get there. It's near where all his previous school was, and we worked out a very quick way to get there, and it bypasses all the morning traffic. Honestly, on a busy day, if I unfortunately get a couple of sets of lights, it's still probably only 12 minutes to get there. And on a clear traffic day, I could probably get there in 5 or 6 minutes. Like, it's really close. It's great. Not quite as big as I was hoping for. I was wanting like 180 to 200, and that would really future-proof me. But it's good. Like, it's a decent size. And okay, so let me show you. I've got 2 floor plans I've been working on, and hopefully I won't wreck it. So my original idea. So this is just the ground floor plan. My original idea was to put my line inside under the mezzanine, because I could easily close off the mezzanine area, because it's already structural, right? And then I was going to set up a dirty area at the back and production area here. This back left is the bathroom. Well, it won't cost me anything to heat and cool, because there is no heating and cooling, and I'm going to have to work that out. I'll get to that. But I've actually gone for an alternate layout now, where I'm going to put my packing area underneath the mezzanine, and I'm going to have my line at the back. And I'm dedicating a very large space for my production line, because my plan is to grow it. Right now my production line is not that big, but it will be. And then put my dirty area near the front roller door to try to get the dirty area as far away from the back as possible. Used to do floor plans with little cutouts of equipment. It's funny. Plenty of wall space. Yeah, no ping pong ball walls, I don't think. No tents. Yeah, it's the new layout is better. The problem is I've got no way of enclosing this space. So some of you keen-eyed people might notice that I've got a PCB loader here. I've got a deck horizon, which is a stencil printer, conveyor. There are 2 pick and place machines here. We'll discuss later what the GC30S is. Another conveyor, and then it says SM Tech, but it won't be. It'll be a different brand. A new oven. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is ordering a new oven, a new, bigger, better oven. And then I'll be the deck horizon's in Melbourne, getting it from a mate. And then I'll be adding or be replacing my pick and place machine with something considerably faster. And then the idea is that I'll have my Neoden and my Iron 6 oven and my Neoden 8 pick and place machine will be my redundancy, right? They're fully working, so I could fire them up at any time. They'll be here. I got to work out where they're all going to go. But if at any moment my line goes down, I will have my Neoden 8 and the Iron 6 to be able to continue working if I have to, just at a slower rate. So yeah, and this packing area here is bigger than my current office. What's the timeline for this all to happen until you're finally up and running in the new place? So I get the keys. Where's component storage? Component storage right now is at the back. And I don't know how it's all going to lay out exactly. Like I've oversized everything on the production line here to give myself space. It won't be this much space. I don't need a meter here and a meter here. I don't need this conveyor here. I may not get a PCB loader straight away. I don't know. This whole back section here can be component storage. There can even be some component storage in here. This is going to be a rework bench over here. Over here is going to be this is going to be another sink that I put in. So that's going to be an oven, like a kitchen oven. Another sink with running water for all my ultrasonic cleaning and stuff. I'll be taking Sam with me. So the timeline is this. I get my keys today or tomorrow. I need to do some work in the place first. I need to... the floor has been sealed, but I'm probably going to repaint it and reseal it. I don't know where the logo is going to go. And... I don't, sorry. As you can notice, there's no electrical work on any of the walls downstairs. Like, there's no power points or anything. There's 3 phases to the building, which is great, to the switchboard. I need to get electrician in, so I need to do the floor first. I need to get an electrician in to put stacks of power points in. Upstairs and downstairs, I need to get both 3-phase and just normal single-phase power points in. I need to work out how I'm going to do extraction, air extraction, and stuff like that. There's a lot of work. It's going to be a massive investment to move in. I don't even want to, like, right now the financials I've worked out for setting the place up to move in is horrific. Like, really, I don't know what Perilex is. Can't see the mezzanine being CD extended. I don't know what that means. What was it before? I don't know. I don't know. Apparently the people that were in here before, there was a couple of guys and they both drove Lamborghinis. And no one really knows what happened inside. Could have been drugs. Yeah, it doesn't matter what space I get. It was just going to be an empty shell, right? It was always going to be an empty shell because I didn't want office space. I wanted warehouse space. I don't know if they were day traders or if they were substance traders, but whatever they were. So, believe it or not, I can't. So, in the order of what I want to buy, what I need to buy, it's an oven. Then, well, the stencil printer's already here. I've got a new compressor coming, or a second hand, but much larger compressor coming. And I need to buy a tank for the compressor, like a 300 litre whatever tank. But that's already taken care of. So it'll be oven, then stencil printer, and pick and place. So my bottleneck right now is my pick and place machine, believe it or not. It is the slowest thing on my line. My oven is not fast enough to deal with a faster pick and place machine, but my oven is empty more than the pick and place machine is empty, meaning that if I'm doing a production run, let's say like with Swarm, right? I'm just going back to here. And this is the important thing. So it takes 8 minutes to build a panel of Swarm boards. For those that aren't aware, they're just feather. They're feather S2s, but they're using the same chip as the tiny S2. So it doesn't have separate RAM and separate flash. It's all built into the chip, right? They were boards I did for Swarm. That's them here. And so to do 15 of these boards takes just over 8 minutes on my pick and place machine. In that 8 minutes, I can hand stencil about 10 panels. So that's 10 panels worth of boards waiting to go on the pick and place machine that just sit there waiting, right? And my oven can reflow a board in about 4.5 minutes. So the oven sits there empty almost 50% of the time. And I'm waiting on the pick and place machine. And so that completely hampers how fast I can make boards. All from a small manual rotary. What was that? Who's got a manual? What? Overhead sockets for the kit, so no cables trailing into walls and freeze walls for storage. Right, but it's an 8-meter ceiling, so I'm going to have to put something suspended to get the cables down. And I'm going to need pneumatics and everything else. It's going to be quite interesting to work out how I'm going to do it all. It's not new, like it's been done before, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, it means how I started years ago, right? Yeah, a bit of a step up from where I was then. So my plan is, the most important thing I can do to increase my productivity is to get a much faster pick and place machine. But if I get a faster pick and place machine, my oven can't keep up and my solder pasting won't keep up. So therefore I need to get a stencil printer and a bigger oven. So the bigger oven has to come first. Suspended cable trays are easy. Well, they're going to be suspended from somewhere, and if you look at the ceiling in here, there is not there's a bit to suspend from, but yeah, it's the 8-meter ceilings. So that's going to be, you got to look at how expensive is it going to be to install hanging cable support things from the roof compared to just running power down the side of the wall, right? That's the thing. Like you gotta weigh up the cost of installation. Hey Peter, did I miss the big news? You did, but you already know. I've signed my lease. I'm getting my keys today or tomorrow. So the building's only 4 years old. I mean, there's a few stains on the ground, but it's in really good condition. Like it's in really good condition. But downstairs, I think, was previously only ever used for storage. So there's just no power anywhere. And it's the same problem with getting ducting up, right? I need to get ducting up and out through the roof. It's all solid concrete. I'm not going to put holes in the concrete walls. You're getting some old Dostuki soon, yeah. I don't want anything that old. Totally normal. You get a junior in for a day and run all the hangers. Sure. Well, something I've never done before. I'm going to have to speak to people that have and work out how it's all done. It's going to be an interesting challenge. Right. So that's my plan with the production line. So here's the thing. I can keep what I've got right now, but I still need redundancy. I could duplicate what I've got right now. That would be the cheapest way to do it. But then I would be spending money on duplicating something that's not fast, and then I would need to employ help to help me run them. And if you look at that cost compared to just going out and buying some, I'm going to be buying, the oven I'll probably buy new, but the pick and place machine I'm going to be buying secondhand. Not Chinese, like good, proper secondhand production equipment. If I put that money into a faster line, then the same amount of effort that I would normally put in here, I could produce 4 to 5 times as much content, right? May well be served by some insulating blankets and or drop ceiling and HVAC package on the roof. Right, so a HVAC here is going to cost me $40,000-$50,000, Chris. So I've thought about it, but unlikely to happen. And a suspended ceiling is going to be quite expensive to put in, right? You got to remember, I'm not rolling in money, right? I need to, hey Grindor, I need to be smart about how I'm going to do this, and I'd rather have cables everywhere to start with and get my production ramped than put all of my money into fitting the whole place out and having no money left to ramp my production. I know what it is. It's not free though, and it still has to be installed. I'm not talking about the anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Hey Wooden 1000. So this whole move is about me becoming a lot more optimized or be able to increase my productivity, but I need to increase it a lot. Like if I doubled my throughput, that would not be enough to justify doing this. I need to don't roll in money at 30. Right, okay. I can't roll in it, I can't swim in it, I can't bathe in it. I don't have that much. I need to at least quadruple my output to justify this happening. Not justify, to make all this work. How long is your initial lease commitment? There's no such thing as rate guaranteed with leases. They build in rent increases every year based on, like, it's 3% based CPI, and lease reviews every 3 years, I think. But I've signed, I got a 3-year lease. I wanted a 2, but I had to take a 3. There was someone else looking at the space, and they were willing to give a 5-year lease. I had to compromise on 3, so I've got a 3-year lease with so with a 2x3, so another 3 and another 3 options if I want. No, I didn't buy a place. If I put all my money in buying a place, I'll have no money left to do anything. I couldn't even afford to put a PowerPoint in. No, buying was not an option. Is it a direct effect on online sales increasing, or you have a backlog? I have a backlog of orders. It's just the amount of stuff I need to make. Plus, I've been doing a lot of contract manufacturing work, like with Swarm. I'm always behind. Like I've got projects sitting here with PCBs that I've never even built one. I've got orders behind. I've got no stock of my own. I've got no place to work. I need to be able to, when I need to do a run of boards, blocking out 3 days to get a run done is just crazy. Like I need to get that run of manufacturing done in a day. Yeah, and there's potentially some big things happening coming up, which I'll talk about if and when they happen. And I'm going to need to be at a much faster manufacturing pace to be able to do that. That may be a functional requirement of the equipment on the line. I understand. I know all this stuff, but I have to be realistic. I cannot just invest $40,000 on a HVAC machine at the start. So my plan is to move in and do nothing in the place to start with. I will paint the floor first, repaint the floor first, because once I've got equipment in there, repainting the floor is going to be a problem. Hey, Azzy, I've signed a lease. For the power, install steel tubes under the mezzanine and cantilever out onto the high roof space, hang power outlet from there, therefore no need to access the you can move. That's actually not a bad idea. And that's another thing. Any type of suspended ceiling, I lose all my light. The natural light, anyway. Are you going to paint the floor pink? Well, I actually mentioned that to my patrons. Yeah. Johnny's going to send me a PMS colour for me to match. Are leasehold improvements removal when you leave? They have to be. So I have to do a complete make good. When I leave this place, it must look exactly like this again when I'm finished. So I have to be very careful what I do and how I do it. Can absolutely not make holes in the concrete. Firstly, there's adjoining walls on both sides, so there's only the back wall, and I'm not putting holes through the concrete, so everything's going to go through the roof, and the roof cannot be patched when I leave. It has to be like it is now. So if I put a hole in one of the panels for ventilation to go out, when I leave, I must replace that whole panel section. I cannot patch it as per the lease. Install time-lapse camera. Yeah, I'd like to put cameras all over the place once I'm set up in here, so people can actually see things happening, production line. Okay, what have I missed in questions? What do my neighbours do? The one on the right-hand side, number 19, which is bigger, they're just using it for storage. The one on the left-hand side, the neighbour, there's no one in there right now. I think someone's moving in. I don't know what they do. Yeah. I need staff. I do and I don't. I don't need staff to come in and spend time working on non-optimized production. That's a waste of money. I need to optimize my production and then bring staff in to help with whatever needs to be done. Like, you know what I mean? Like having a bad process and increasing throughput by putting more people on a bad process is not smart. That's not the way to work, right? That's not what I want to do. And I need this to be able to run without extra hands, right? It needs to be able to go as fast as it can go just with me, just like I'm doing now, because there won't always be staff. Does the make good include the electric? Includes everything. But the landlord will. So at the end, if I move out, right, I chat to the landlord, right, and I say, okay, well, this is all the stuff I've done. This is before I move out. Do you want to keep any of this stuff? Like, do you want everything removed? Do you want me to leave the PowerPoints? Do you want me to, blah 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 blah? And then we talk about it. He won't pay for them. Like he'll, if he wants me to leave all the PowerPoints, he'll gladly take them at my expense, no problem. But if I don't have to rip stuff out, that's cheaper for me, right? If I have to take things out and then make good on the space, that costs me money. It costs me money to put them in, and then it costs me money to take them out. Right? On some things, it's cheaper for me to leave them if the landlord will let me leave them. Yeah, there's a very detailed and very specific make good. Can we how much it is per year? Too much. It's going to cost me about $30,000 per year, $31,000 per year in rent and outgoings. So, yeah, and that's unfortunately the market here with property, commercial property, at least in Melbourne, it's gone up through the roof. Like, that's nothing I can do about it. I need to repaint it boring grey again when I leave. Yes, I do. So I'm going to paint it boring grey now. It is quite a chunk, and I'm probably looking at $40,000 or $50,000 just to fit it out. But I'm going to do it in steps. That's a lot of tiny picos, yeah. It's not really. It's in a commercial area. It's not in a business park. Like, it's in a suburb called Moorabbin, which is all a commercial area. Looks like the Lab of Night Industries 2000. Yeah. Yeah, so just for those that came in late, there's an upstairs mezzanine, which is all carpeted, but I'm probably going to pull the carpet up. But I have to put it back before I leave. And that front office has an air conditioner on it, but as I said, I'm not going to work in that front office. I don't want to be in a room. I'm going to work in this whole open space.
Super chat!
Oh! Who was that? Thanks, Stevie. Thanks for the super chat, mate. Appreciate it. Is that meant to... What? Is that meant to live? I don't know what that means. Yeah, the air conditioner just hangs off the edge of this office. It's quite bizarre. Have a good sleep, Stevie. Thanks very much. ST tiles on the floor. You can take them with you. No, I think it's wood underneath. I'm gonna probably pull up the carpet and just leave it wood. Or I'll do one of three things depending on the state of the wood. It looks nice from underneath the mezzanine, so I don't know.
Super chat!
Mail. Mark wants me to open mail. Like, I'll get to it in a moment, and then I'll go back to this. I will. I promise, Mark. Thank you. Moorabbin, you could get Stefan Jury to fit you to live. To fly my... What? Look at the pictures. Metal beams with wood. And yeah, so the mezzanine is metal frame, and then there's wood, and then there's the carpet. So I'll either do one of two things, or one of three things. I'll leave the carpet. I'll either put floorboards on top of the carpet, so leave the carpet intact, because I don't know if they're tiles or not. You guys seem to remember that they're tiles. I didn't think they were, but they could be. Or I'll lift up the tiles, I'll store them, and I'll then put floorboards on top of the wood to get a nicer finish. But I'd like to remove all, or as much potential ESD as possible from this upstairs section. But my plan is to have just a wall of desks with all my stuff on it, and then space that other people can come in and work, whatever they're doing, coding, design work, prototyping, rework, whatever. But all of the production rework and everything will be downstairs. Like, I will not be coming back upstairs to rework and inspect stuff. The downstairs section here, on the line, somewhere, like, I don't know how it's going to work yet, but there'll be this section all here will be bench and maybe some shelves here for more components, or maybe my feeder rack will be here, but there'll be bench, and on this bench that's a 1.8 meter bench right there, will be another, like, a microscope, soldering stations, everything I need to do full rework downstairs, right? So any rework that happens on the production line happens at the production line. Now, ideally, originally when I had the production line on the left-hand side under the mezzanine, that was great for me because I had running water there. Well, the kitchen is here. I could put running water across for all my cleaning. I can't get running water across the building to this side here. That would just cost a fortune. The pick and place is not that loud. Well, the new ones are not that loud, but the whole point is it's a production area. I don't care about the noise. My U compressor is a completely silenced compressor. It's a screw compressor, silenced, and the compressor will actually can live outside. There's a little bit of a courtyard out the side. This is the floor plans. This little back section here, which is only I've got access to. There's a door in the bathroom, like an emergency exit door. I don't know why, because you can't leave this courtyard. There's a big fence, but I can run 3-phase out the back and put my compressor outside if I need to. Just don't use plastic lines for air. So the commute is between 5 and 12 minutes. Like the other day when I went there, it was like 8.5 minutes to get there. So don't use. Wait. Going back to where was Chris? Floating distributive floor right on top. Yeah, I could do that, but I'm worried about how soft that would be on the carpet. Anyway, I would say don't use plastic lines for air. No, I'd use proper hoses, at least to get to the equipment, and then maybe... Anyway, we'll see. Yeah. Do they still make SEP? Then you could paint the floor pink and nobody would notice. What is SEP? I don't know what that is. And one of my options with the floor, actually, is to... I could paint the floor with epoxy, with... anti-static or dissipative epoxy paint, but it's horrifically expensive. It'll cost about $12,000 to paint the floor with that. So I'm likely just going to redo the floor again with a grey paving paint, just to reseal it again, and leave it at that. And then I'll put rubber mats around the production line where I'll be standing. Steel lines if you're going to plumb the air. I've seen far too many plastic lines rupture. Yeah, I'm worried about ruptured air. Can you use plastic lines rated for air pressure? Just don't use PVC water. Sure, I'll look. It's going to be. This is going to be a work in progress, right? It's going to be a work in progress. It's going to happen over time. I'm not running out and buying a brand new production line today, as much as I'd love to. And everything I need to buy is going to have to come from overseas, and it's going to take time. So, Persian carpet. Yeah, I don't know. Wait for a minute or two for anyone to chime in. Oh, about SEP? Yeah. Okay, let's open some mail. We're going to open some mail, because Mark is waiting patiently. PVC is brittle, and there's brittle airline. Need to use polyprop or nylon. Yeah, I'm using nylon at the moment. I've got nylon air tubes at the moment. I mean tube, but plastic line. Water in PEX tubing, pretty much. Yeah, but I don't want to run water across. I don't want to run water up, over, and down, and I don't want to run it along the floor. Like, it's going to be... Anyway. And I need hot and cold running around and whatever, so... What? YouTube reconnect? No, YouTube's still going. Okay, let's open some mail. I don't know where I'm going to do this, because my bench is completely covered. I'm going to say the A word. Alexa, turn on fire. I'm going to... I think I know what this is, because it doesn't say on the box. And there's one particular package I know Mark's going to be very excited about, which is why he wants me to do it already. But I'm not going to be able to get this under the camera. It's too big. I'll just open it and I'll lift it up. Oh, no, that's not what I thought it was. Okay. Well, that's exciting. Anyone want a thermocouple? That's not what I thought it was. There'll be 300 thermocouples. Okay, no. Hang on. Another box somewhere here. What is this one? Okay, maybe it's this box. Let's try that again. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. This box looks too big. This one is Keen's fault. We'll blame Keen for this. Convert the water to gas, then send it across. And then that was just a couple of thermocouples. Oh wow, that's interesting padding. Oh my god. Can't get this out of the box. Oh my god, what a mess. Oh, okay. I got myself one of these little mini DC motor belt sanding things. It's Keen's fault. He'd made me buy it. Oh, these are really sharp. Oh, this aluminium. I'm gonna just cut myself. Oh, I have to burr those back. Anyway, it's one of these DC motor little belt sanders. So like a tiny mini version of what my other belt sander is that I clean my boards on. Yeah, that is your fault, Keen. You made me do that. Anyway, it arrived. It's way much heavier than I thought it would be. I don't know how long it'll last though. And it comes with a whole lot of belts. A lot of replacement belts. But it's nice and small and cute. So the idea with this is I want to see if I can build a open it and injure myself. It's honestly, it's not so much that these are a thing. Like the edges are sharp. I don't know if you can see it. The aluminium is sticking up, like it's like a razor blade along the edge. Like they could have just cleaned the edges of it. It's badly cut. Anyway, so the idea is I want to see if I can build an enclosure for this, a vacuum enclosure that that sucks up the dust and everything better than what I've got on my other one. Yeah, they should have used this to sand the edges. Need a new belt sander to sand the edges of my current belt sander. Yeah, that's what, yeah, everyone. Running joke. Okay, anyway, that was kind of cute. I like that. I got a box from Core Electronics with some goodies in it, which, big shout out to Core Electronics. I love Core Electronics. Graham and I chat all the time. They're doing some really good stuff for the industry. Really, yeah, anyway. And I'm going to cover this, but check out this label on the front at the bottom. Warning, keep out of reach of children. So there is this new thing in Australia now about coin cell batteries. If you sell anything that has coin cell batteries in it, the amount of legal stuff you need to do to sell them is insane because of kids swallowing the batteries. It's just this new global law that, oh my god, boy, they take stuff down. There's no way this was ever going to move. Oh my god, get off! Okay, anyway, so there's something in here that has a coin cell battery holder. It doesn't even come with a battery, but it's got a holder, and so, yeah, anyway, I didn't know you could buy these. These are packets of DuPont cables, but don't have the ends on them. So they're just the wires. So male and female, yeah, they're all male and female wires. So that's great because what I do is I make I make things like this. So I've got, this is another product I've never released. I'd like to one day. So this is my little nano programmer or nano prog. So it's a programmer, like it's got a CP2104 on it, right? And it's designed to either have pogo pins on it, or I often do this with pogos at the end, right? So that way you can get into small places. And I'm always having to pull the other covers off to then put on the by 6 ones, and I never knew that you could buy them without the housing already on them, which is great. So, you know, saves me time having to pull them off, which is really cool. What is that? Oh, I bought a foot pedal. Yay! So this is an AC foot pedal, 10 amps. Ooh. It says 15 amps at 240 volts, and then it says 10 amps, but I don't know what that is. This is going to, connecting this to my vacuum cleaner, so I can control my vacuum cleaner on my stenciling machine until I have my other stenciling machine with a foot pedal. So I don't have to keep leaning over to turn it on and off. I should have done this a long time ago. Yay, batteries. And the star of this show, is I got my first Raspberry Pi CM4 board. This is just the one that, unfortunately, it's got wireless, but it doesn't have the eMMC on it because you can't get them at the moment. So it's the wireless, but no onboard anything. So I had to, for the time being, get an I/O expander board to experiment with. So that's the I/O expander board for the Raspberry Pi, and it's got a coin cell holder on it. So therefore, I had to sign my life away when I bought it, accepting responsibility and that I will make sure that no kids are near this or whatever else, blah, 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 blah. So set this device from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Whenever you apply it to be on someone else's problem, but it needs a battery to... Oh, okay, that's really funny. Alt-tab foot pedal. Oh, that's really funny. Anyway, so the reason I got this is I need to again get a lot more test jigs, even beyond the 4 I've got. And so I really want to see if I can, if I don't use a Pi, I want to see if I don't use a Pi, how small I can get a test jig. Because right now, the issue with my test jigs, as much as I love them, is that there are just too many wires hanging out on them. Too many USB cables hanging out on the side and power at the front. Nothing's all in the same position, and it makes it really hard. Like, you know, I need a lot of desk space to lay out my test jigs because of all the USB cables. And so with if I used a CM4, which I now have lost, here it is. If I use a CM4 and a custom board, I don't need the USB connectors at all. I just need one USB coming out for the board that I'm testing, and everything else can, like, I don't need to actually use the big bulky USB ports. So I can eliminate almost all of the cabling on it. Yeah, I've been told December. I managed to get... Well, I could have got them way back, but I didn't want to do it back then because it was a much more expensive way to make the test jigs. The Raspberry Pis were way cheaper, all up, because it had everything I needed on the thing, right? Where here I need to make a custom board and I need to put all the bits I need on them. But now it's becoming a situation on size. And also cables degrade over time and other things, right? So I'm going to... But I needed to get this because I've got no way of putting an SD card on this. I've got no way of actually mounting anything on it, right? So I needed this to be able to use the SD card so I can mount code on it. At least while I'm experimenting. So that's a future project coming up. So stay tuned on that one. But now, here's the thing that Mark has been waiting for. He doesn't even know what it is. He just knows that he should be waiting for it. Pornhub, where you find those scrampy clad women. What? Hello, CRSI. I missed a couple of streams. Did the new cameras end up working out? I haven't had time to work on them. I have no time or space to work on the cameras. I'm sorry. I'm still... Yeah. Okay, I have a box from Seed. And it got here in 3 days. 3 days. Hello, Mr. Explorer. Team 4 have the pads so you could add your own. No, this one it doesn't. So the plan is that if I can get this working, I will then move to a. If I can get the CM4s that have eMMC on it, that'd be great. But if not, I'll just stick an SD card on my carrier board and work off that, right? Oh, hang on. This has stopped working. Let me start up my thing again. Oh, and my camera's moved on my logo again. Okay, this is exciting. I'm telling you right now, I have no ETA on this. As you all might guess, I'm rather busy.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I just fixed it. As you might all guess, I'm rather busy at the moment, and I have a lot on my plate coming up. But oh no. No. Very unhappy. Fuck! Well, this is going to go back. Idiots. Fucking idiots. I ordered these on a reel. And they came in individually bagged. They're going back.
Master G said bad words.
Yeah, I did, because I'm freaking angry, because this was very expensive. Very expensive. Thank God I have time to send these back at their expense, and they can replace them. They cut them up. They're on tape, and they cut them up. I ordered them on a reel. No. Anyway. Fucking hell. How stupid are people? It boggles my mind. These are sold for production. They're sold for production. Why would they cut them up? Okay, well, I'll show you what I got. Oh my god. I'm so fucking angry. Oh
Beak
my.
says breathe. Sorry, I'm not sure.
Okay. Yep. So, which camera is it? Okay, that's not in focus. Well, I'll show you what I got. But, very unhappy. Very unhappy. These are LoRa E5 wireless modules. So these are the seed LoRa modules. I have 100 individually packed ones. Yeah. So the options are to buy them on trays or to buy them on reels. And so this is the reel version, the tape version. So yeah, these are using the STM chip, the STM32. What is it? The W. Is this on the front? I think it's a WL something. Anyway. So my plan is I'm going to design a LoRa shield for my tiny Ranger boards, and I'm going to potentially also just design a standalone board with an ESP32 and LoRa already on it. Now there are other modules you can get. The reason I went for these modules, I'll take this out of the bag, but I'm not going to take it out of the thing because it's got to go back.
Beak says shut up and take my money.
The reason I went these modules, focus, instead of some of the other ones that you can get, which were a bit cheaper. Okay, my camera's doing that turning off thing again. And it's... Okay, hopefully that's focused. The reason I went with these ones is because they're the smallest ones you can get. And they're still a little bit big.
Taylor Lily says technically they are on a very wee reel.
Yeah, very wee reel. So, they won't fit between my headers of my boards, but the way they will fit... Hold on one moment.
Mako says, what was the surprise for Mark?
That was a surprise for Mark. It's the Laura stuff. Mark loves Laura. He plays a lot with Laura. And I've actually got a helium hotspot here, and I've been wanting to do stuff with Laura for a while and haven't had time. So this is my I2S audio board, right? So the idea would be a shield where the module would be at the back. And then, I don't know where I put them, then a big ass whopping antenna connector at the end of it. What's Mark has clicked my image. Sorry, I've not been looking at the chat. I apologize.
Select the tape reel version in quantities less than 1,000 pieces will be sent in cut tape form.
No, I spoke to them about it already. Okay. And it was supposed to come in reel. So I'm sending these back. Well, it's either that or I need to just put them on the tray myself. And I don't want them on a tray. I want them pick and placeable. Mark just sent through this. So he's got a little LoRa board as well that he's made. But that's using the STM32 internally as a board, where I want to just... So the way the firmware ships on these...
Says a Tinipico with LoRa would be brilliant. Save me a lot of my own design.
Well, yeah, it'll be a shield for the Tiny Pico, but I will probably make a board that'll have LoRa on it, and it'll probably be a feather-sized board because it needs to fit this and the antenna. But the stock firmware that comes on this works via AT commands, so you need another micro to control it, which is perfect for a shield for the Tiny Pico or Tiny range. I think having TTS on an option was a good call. Oh yeah, it was bombarding. We use the RFM95 a lot at the moment, but we'll switch to the LoRa E5 at some point. Don't need the extra micro, sure. Well, it will be external antenna. It'll be... I have a... Where are my other ones? Seriously, my place is just out of control. I have a bag of... I don't know where they are. I'll find them eventually. Maybe. Are you in here? No. Where are you, little bag? I don't know. Yeah, okay, well, I have a whole bag of those big gold external antenna. I don't know where they are. For external antennas. Anyway, so, wow, I'm just flabbergasted. I spoke to them directly about making sure it came on one continuous reel, one continuous tape. Very, 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 very unhappy about that, let me tell you. Stick the module and the antenna. Stick the module at the antenna and keep the cabling digital. Stick the module at the antenna. Keep the cabling. I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, the antenna, it will be soldered to the board. The antenna connector will be soldered to the board. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. Picker didn't get the memo. No, did not. Wow. I'm sure I'm going to have an argument with them because they won't pay to return them. I know they won't. And to send me new ones. And yeah, that's oh boy. It's not the first time I've had something like that happen. Just really frustrating. I've got it in writing from them. I've got it in an email in writing. One continuous take. So, but I'm not paying to get these sent back. Good news is I don't need them in a hurry because, as I said, I've not even started designing the board yet. I've got no time. But I will. Right, they'll go in place. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'll work it out with them. Don't worry, I'll work it out. Yeah, the Laura E5s, they're at the more expensive end of all the options that are out there, but it's the smallest. And for me, the size was important if I'm going to make a shield. There's no point in making a shield that's twice as big as a tiny Pico because that's just pointless. If you have to run the antenna remote from the location, you have the device, put the LoRa module and the antenna at the antenna end of the cable. Oh, right. That's a use case that I'm not. I mean, I'm making a shield for the tiny Pico or the tiny X range of boards, so it'll just be a PCB with an antenna connection. That's it. Like, yeah. If you need anything else custom to that, then you can make one yourself. Like it's I can't make everything. I can't make something that's everything for everyone. It just doesn't work. So anyway, that's my mail. That put a bit of a downer on my. Yeah, anyway. So I'll probably be designing that board on a stream. If you make a shield that can't be remoted, it'd be a lot more useful for using in a build. Shield that can be. Yeah, again, I if the module doesn't exist on the shield, I don't know how that's going to work. Like that's yeah. Anyway, hey Jack McMack. It just uses AT commands, but I'm not looking at making a two-part solution. I'm just making a shield with the module and antenna connector on it. That's all I'm making. Right? If that's not useful to everyone, well then, yeah. The PCB LoRa antenna. Yeah, I'm looking at I'm looking at doing an external antenna, not an onboard, like not a PCB antenna. The PCB antenna, I believe, will interfere with the antenna on the on my boards potentially. So yeah. So you can get the E5. Hey John, you can get the E5 lower than the 990. I bought mine for $790 at a quantity of 100. So it's only a couple of dollars more than the RMF, but the RMF is considerably bigger. So yeah. Oh, wicked, Paul. Thanks. I'm finishing these today and shipping them out. As I said, these are all built, cleaned. They're all flashed. They just need screens attached and then just rechecked on my testing jig, and then they get packed and gone. So that's I've got about 20 ready to go and many more in containers I still need to do. You can run Zephyr on the Laura E5. Yeah, I'll not be looking at doing that though. At the tone, Pacific Daylight Time will be beep. What? The range is insane. I have the Grove one with a tiny 2BI antenna down in my home office, and it gets many kilometers. Yeah, LoRa's pretty cool. I just not really had a use for it up until now, but I want to play with it more. And I figure a shield would be good. Then you'd have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, LoRa in a little small package, hopefully. And my logo's moved again. That's really bizarre. So, so that's what's happening with me. I plan to. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It'll be kind of maybe blogging style. I plan to video blog a lot of what I'm doing with the warehouse. So my patrons are already aware of what was happening. If you want insider, more up-to-date stuff, back me on Patreon. I hate doing a plug like that. I feel really bad. But anyway, it's there. But I will be doing just generally on my channel. I'll do just some blog updates on everything. Like when I get the keys, I actually told them I want the keys on Thursday because today I needed to focus on getting all this out. But I have a feeling the keys will be available to me today, and I might just go get them anyway. So I will be blogging my process, some of it anyway, as I go. I say Wolf of Wall Street. She was okay. I don't know what that conversation's about. Using LoRa to run all your DIY home automation stuff, isn't that a bit extreme? Christopher asked, are you still developing? I am developing and using my parts for me. I will be shutting it down as a public-facing thing, and only keeping it for me. It's not something I'm offering for other people to use. No, it's it became completely unwieldy. The scope just went a bit crazy. You know, making something that works for everyone means that it becomes completely diluted down, and I need to pull all that down at some point. 25 words or less. What was the news? What did you miss? You missed that I am moving into a warehouse. I signed a lease, and I am going to no longer be working from home. I'm transitioning into a warehouse. I'll use LoRa to run an external temp sensor hidden somewhere in public space. Ooh, okay. Cool. See, the interesting thing is the running a LoRa shield off a Tiny Pico, Tiny S2, Tiny S3. You're going to have the overhead of running the ESP32. Obviously not using the radio on it, so it'll be less. It'd be interesting to see how long that will run with battery. I mean, you could theoretically use a much lower powered micro. Automation stuff, it's way overkill, but I don't want to have everything on Wi-Fi. Yeah, that makes total sense. Total sense. Catch you later, Dave. Have a good sleep. Is there room for BattleBot testing? I think it's going to be full. I don't think there will be. No. Yeah, I was thinking, Mark, that maybe the ESP32 is not the lowest power micro you'd want to use or pair with a LoRa device. You know, like you could stick an AT Tiny on there, and that can run the LoRa device. You know what I mean? I guess it comes down to, you know, having lots of access to a lot of flash and stuff on the ESP32 would be good. That would be the lowest power mic, or probably. But then you need to be flashing the STM32 directly and not using the AT mode, and then you'll have to code all of your LoRa stuff directly. So that's different, and there are plenty of other boards that already do that. So my LoRa stuff is on an RP2040 and an AT Tiny. Yeah, I mean, an AT Tiny running it as the brains would be the lowest you'd probably get. What's the lowest power micro you can use with the Arduino IDE? Yeah, it's probably the AT Tiny. Cool, Michael. Because you can clock down the AT Tiny to, like, 2 megahertz, and it draws very little. Sure, but so do the ESP32 S2 and S3s, John. They also run CircuitPython, and you get stacks more flash and stacks more RAM. So yeah, you can do the same. So load over from seed in case you don't want to make your own. Yeah, I've got both of their boards. I've got their Grove one and I've got their normal dev one just to experiment with. Okay, what's the time? Oh, cool. So I'm just going to switch to this. I want to absolutely, MicroPython is way easier to pick up, or CircuitPython, either way, than C, 100%. Unless you're just an experienced C developer, then you won't agree. But that's okay. You don't have to agree. But it definitely is. I'm just going to, I need to find something, and then hopefully I won't get copyright striked, but we'll see what happens. I want to just show you some video of something. If I can find it. Yeah, this one. Okay, so I need to turn the sound off. Okay, and get this. Skip ads. Okay, I thought I'd show you this, and I'm just gonna have it on there playing. The future. I don't know about the future. Okay, you ready? I feel like it needs a little bit of sound. Micro CircuitPython. So that's called Lightning Head. That's loading 30 components and then placing 30 components. That's a different machine. So the other thing I want to show you is, hang on, let me stop that one. See if I can find it. I gotta find it. Where are you? Here we go. Okay. So it does ICs. It does all the way up to 30 by 30 millimeters, up to 44 millimeter. 44 millimeter feeders. So this is the same machine, but it's got two 30s on it. So while one is loading 30 parts, the other one is placing 30 parts. And they work on opposite sides of the gantry. So the conveyor goes this way and they work on each side. So it literally does twice as fast as that other one does. That's pick and placing. That's not making stencils. That is pick and placing resistors right now. This is not made by Charm High. No. No, this is designed. This does 01005 and up. This is the type of machines that you get on production lines. This is not from China. These are not Chinese machines. These are American machines. These are Universal Instruments machines. So they just placed all of those. It's pretty insane. And as you can see there's the... does it go further out? So conveyor in the middle, one set of heads on one side, one on the other side. Do we get a price? No, you don't get a price. So I'm looking at... The 60D, the dual, are very hard to find, but I'm looking at the 30S, which is the single one, 30 head feeder. So to give you an idea in terms of production throughput, but you need to highly optimize having multiple reels of everything and such too. Yeah, and so what? Multiple reels are a big deal. I buy, like when I'm buying caps, I buy 200,000 at a time. Like they're 10,000 on a reel. I'm buying 20 reels at a time anyway. Like having multiple reels is not a problem. Like there's no advantage on a component that's only placed once on the board, but you know, like so on my swarm boards there are 7 0.1 microfarad caps per board, right? And there are currently I'm only doing 15 boards on a panel, but on a machine like this I could do 45 boards on a panel, right? And 45 times 7 components is 315 0.1 nanofarad caps. Like big deal if I have to put 2 or 3 reels in. It'll burn through reels quickly, right? Anyway, so the GC30S, which is the single 30 head reel head. Oh my god, sorry, I'm totally distracted. So as I said, 15 boards is 8 minutes on my pick and place machine. This machine, the 30, the first one I showed you, would do a panel of 15 boards in under a minute. So that would be 8 times faster. So the maximum I can do on a day on my pick and place machine is about 400 boards, right? I'd be able to do 3,200 boards or more in a day with a machine like this. But I need an oven that can keep up with it, obviously. You'll have to have someone... What? Will you have to move to someone other than JLC to make your PCBs if you're going to go bigger production? No. Right now, the size of my panels and everything I buy is limited by my capabilities here, right? I'm hand stenciling, which means I can only make a panel as big as my widest squeegee. Otherwise, I can't paste it, right? And then I'm limited by how long my pick and place takes to run. And how fast I can reflow in the oven. So, I mean, my pick and place machine can only do a board maximum 240 millimeters. This can do a board as wide as 500. Not that I'd do that necessarily, you know what I mean? And with the stencil printer, it doesn't matter how big my board is because it can paste the whole stencil, no problem. So, it's all about throughput. It's all about being able to smash through the boards as quick as possible. Then I need to solve all the manual stuff that happens afterwards. But there's no point solving that if I don't have the throughput that needs to be to solve it, if that makes sense. No, yeah, they do, but if you go and look at their quantity breaks now, you can order 2,000 boards, 2,000 panels, 3,000 panels. They absolutely, yeah. If it picks up a Piccadilly 4, it has to spin slower, otherwise it will fly off the nozzle. It changes its rate, its spin, based on what it's picking up and what it's doing. And by the way, if you look, you see in the middle here, there's all these little black things, right? Just next to the conveyor, they're all nozzles. So it automatically loads and switches nozzles as it needs to. So it can go and place all of the tiny components, right? And then go and switch out all its nozzles to big ones or whatever, and then go place bigger components. Like, it's fully automated. Like, it's incredible. And then the feeders, if you look at the very feeder on the left-hand side, that's one feeder, but it's dual lane, which means you actually have two reels on a feeder. So all the feeders are 12 millimeter width feeders, but you can get dual lane 8 millimeter. So in a 12 millimeter spot, you get two lots of components instead of one component per 8 millimeter. So this can hold up to, I think it's 158 8 millimeter feeders, right? 8 millimeter slots, where mine can only do 66. They're all secondhand, yeah. The new ones, which you can't buy that model anymore, are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, secondhand. Can you do unattended operations so you can set it doing 100 boards and go up? That's the whole point. Right now, I have to hand stencil, feed them into the pick and place machine, one at a time, right? Which is slow. It goes through the oven, and then I have to collect it, right? The plan with my line is I have a PCB loader, so I can load up 100 panels, and it feeds them into the stencil printer as the stencil printer needs them, right? So every time the pick and place says I'm free, the stencil printer asks for a PCB, stencils it. Well, it's got it pre-stenciled, it's sitting on the conveyor, and feeds it, right? And it goes, it's fully automated. And I can get a PCB unloader at the other end, but I don't have room for one. But I've given myself space for 2 of these machines, and I don't need to. But I'm making sure that I have the space to get everything I need if I ever do it. But then look. Remind me to send you the Lorry 3D model. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, no longer under the mezzanine. Not enough space under the mezzanine to go full on with the production line. I might not ever go this far, and I might, and if I even go one of these universal machines, it might be 6 months to a year away. I don't know. But as long as I've got this line, I can add a PCB unloader later. Absolutely. I haven't been around, but where can I find source for animations on background logo? Down the bottom of the stream, it says it. You do logo. To set the logo, it's got all the names there. So you do exclamation mark logo and then random lines or logo slices or whatever. Can then take much weight, not a pick and play, but others. Yeah, it's full on, but I don't want any equipment up there. All production is downstairs. Upstairs is my work prototype area. So the idea upstairs is to have benches and desks.
So long as you have one, you can do PCB unloader.
Sure. You can also get conveyors that turn. So I could put a right angle here and then another right angle, and I can make my line turn around. There's all sorts of things you can do. Once you move away from the
Electronic says hello, Clarice.
Okay. Oh, what? Oh, find the sources. You can't on my device. They're not published anywhere. They're pretty specific to my logo. So, sorry, I misread. Sorry. Yeah, once you move away from the usual Chinese stuff and look at proper industry production stuff, it's amazing all the different bits you can get. Fully rotating and like board flipping and swapping stuff, and you know, like you can go out of the oven and then it can go into a loader. So it can go into a flipper that then flips the board over and then feeds it back into the production line to then do the second side. Fully automated. So have you considered down the line that you might be able to build boards for other people? Hey James, I have. I would never do that. Well, I do that now, but I will only. I will never take on. I say never, but I'm 99.99999% sure that I will never take on a production run of a board that I did not design. So right now I do a lot of CM work, contract manufacturing work, but for customers where either I'm designing the board from scratch, like with Swarm, or I'm modifying an existing product of mine to turn it into something else. But I'm still designing it, I'm prototyping it, I'm doing everything I need, and then I'm manufacturing it, right? I can't see myself ever taking on contract manufacturing work for other people's designs because I don't want to be responsible for them. I don't want to be having to source or stock components for them. I don't want to have my line down. The nice thing about me designing stuff for people and manufacturing it is I can leverage all of the components I use so I can keep the majority of the stuff on my line, right? So, I mean, other than the matching network components on the Swarm boards, which are unique, everything else are just components I'm already using. So to load out the, to run these boards is really quick. So this is purely for my own manufacturing capability. So the trick is, if you want to see under fab it, you have to pay him to design it too. Well, yeah, kind of. I used to do more repairs on retro consoles, etc., and it sucked. Having to get prepared to a deadline. Yeah, I just don't want the responsibility. Like, the board doesn't perform properly. I don't want to be, whose fault is it? The design? It's not mine. Like, you know what I mean? And then testing boards. Like, I don't ship a board to anyone unless it's been tested, and it's got to be tested. I need to design the tools to test it, and I don't want to be having to deal with other people's testing equipment. Other people's PCBs, you know what I mean? Too much paperwork, too much headache. I totally get that it's a legitimate business and that there are plenty of people out there that do that type of stuff, but it's not what I want to do at all. And to be honest, I can't see myself having the time to do that anytime soon, even with this new equipment. So it's less than a third of the work. Mike, making the PCB is probably 20% of the work. If If you go far enough to have other employees later, it could become a thing. No, I'd rather not have those employees and not do it. So here's the thing. People say to me all the time, like they joke about it all the time, you know, become a mini Adafruit or a mini SparkFun. That's not what I'm after. I'm not. One of the reasons I didn't want to move from here, apart from the fact that I like working here, is that I don't want to grow. I mean, I'm not talking about growing as in getting a faster line. To me, that's not growing, because I'm struggling right now. But I don't want to grow. Like, I don't want to. I'm not anti bringing on help or anti employing people, but I'm not. I don't want to build this business. Right. This move is about me. Like right now, for the last probably 18 months, I've been working 7 days a week. Most days 6 till 8 or 6 till 10. 6 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, right? So this move is about me not having to do that anymore. Now, I can't solve that here. And moving out and employing staff is not the solution either. It's changing how I manufacture stuff to not have to work as long, right? If my plan is for this whole operation to be able to be run completely by me still, right? I wanna just, yes, there's a 6 o'clock in the morning. When you have young kids, you'll know that. Not you specifically, I'm just saying in general, those with young kids will know that there is definitely an early time. I'm not anti-setting people on fire. I just don't want to be on fire myself, right? So, yeah, I want to be able to still run the whole show myself, but get people in if I need to, right? Short term, whatever else. This is not about me suddenly making 500 products and employing lots of people, and you know what I mean? Like I don't want to do that. Like I've built companies in my previous lives. Like this is about making my life easier. You can't do everything though. Well, I do everything myself right now. Like, what do you mean? Like, I absolutely can do everything. I'm not saying that ultimately I will, but the plan on this is to not build this out so I don't have to do everything myself. The plan is to allow me to work less hours eventually, because my productivity is going to drop dramatically until I get to the end of doing this process, right? But the aim for me is to be able to do less hours in the week and produce 2 to 3 times the content that I do right now, the product that I do right now. And that is absolutely achievable without me having to employ anyone. Confirmed Centers of Empire. Yeah. Just saw the logo cam shake. Yeah, that's me banging the desk because the logo is over there. The camera's over there, sorry. And that's why it moves as well, all by itself. Yeah, this is not about me expanding the business. It's about me being able to do a better job. Not better job. To be more optimized. So yeah. Like having the actual space to pack and ship orders is just nuts. Like it takes me twice as long to ship orders at the moment because I have no place to lay the orders out. Right? Like it's yeah. Cruise control? What? Desk banger. This is yeah, that's me getting excited. Catch you later, Dishipu. Superhouse, have you had a squeeze? What? Is John on here? Wait, I hadn't seen John. Did John pop in? He's not online, is he? No, I've not seen him. Who are you chatting with, Mike? Oh, he's there. I've been here a little while. Ah, hey John, how you doing? So John gets it. I mean, John's the same. Like he's setting up his lab, super lab, For him, it's about being able to do all the things he wants to do, like maybe getting help in from now and then, like his son and whatever, but generally having the space to do what he needs to do. And it's the same for me. Like I need to be able to, you know, yeah. I hope people get what I'm saying. Catch you later, Dave. Have a good sleep. John's house becomes sentient. Demand will continue to rise. More capacity equals more demand equals more. Possibly, and if it does, well, I'll deal with that then, right? But I can't deal with more demand here, and I can't deal with the redundancy here, and I literally cannot work in this space anymore. Like, it is just out of control. Like right now, I take stuff off my desk and I put it on the floor so I can put something else on my desk and work on it. And then I put that, when it's finished or whatever, on the floor, and I put something else on my desk to work on it. Like, I can't keep working like that. It does my head in. And it's funny, like I keep saying to Yaz, I'm just going to get over this hump, right? And then, you know, things will settle, or then I'll work out what I'm going to do. But the hump becomes the new normal. And then there's another hump, and then that becomes the new normal. And, right, if production keeps growing, I'll need to get more help. But it needs to be people helping me with better... I can't think of the word. My God. My whole production workflow has to be better. And then people coming in will be way more effective in helping me. I've run out of floor space too, despite the floor is not a home rule. Yeah, it's just, all you have left is the floor. And then you trip on stuff, or then you're walking around stuff, and then you know. So like when I'm packing orders for Adafruit, like if I've got a big order coming in from Adafruit, like I'm packing stuff, I'm putting it in boxes, and then I need to pull it all out of boxes to work out what I've got to put them all back in boxes while I'm doing bits, and pull them all out because I've got no place to. So with this floor plan here, like I know it looks like there's a lot of. So these are, each one of these is 600 by 1.8 meters, right? So that's 1200 by. So 1.2 by 1.8 meters, 1.2 by 1.8, 1.2 by 1.8. That looks like a lot of bench space for packing, right? But when I have an Adafruit order coming in, I want to lay the whole order out on the table. I don't want to constantly have to go back and recount stuff, and because I've got them in 5 different boxes on the floor because I've got no place to put them, right? Heard of Jack Dack. I don't know what Jack Dack is, sorry. Well, I'm going to get t-shirts made saying work harder, not smarter. But yes, I need to work smarter, not harder. I need to be more optimized. Ceiling space is underutilized. Yeah. Storage is life and bench space is life. Yeah. Roller racks for bins are very convenient for organizing many products. Well, that's for putting stock in, but not for laying out orders. The issue is laying out orders and stuff, right? When I'm working on an Adafruit order or a Swarm, or like I've got an Amazon order coming up right now, like, and I've got a couple of other orders. I'm about to start a run of like 3,000 boards, right? I need to lay.
Now you can finally get assistance.
Well, eventually, yes, but I need to lay out those orders and leave them laid out while I'm working on them. And then as I'm getting more that I'm working on for those orders, I need to add them onto those laid out piles so I can visualize all the time what's being worked on, what is where, right? Here's a bunch of orders for Amazon. Here's a bunch of bags that need to be labeled and bagged for Amazon. Everything's laid out for the Amazon order on a table, and it's permanent until the order is shipped, right? It gets laid out there while it's being worked on, and it gets packed from that spot. It doesn't get shifted 50 times during me producing it because I have no space to do anything else, right? Microsoft GitHub IO docs. Okay. Leaving my piling system out of this. So I'm just going back and reading. What's this Mark's just linked to? I'm a bit worried. Connect and code electronics instantly. Okay. That looks pretty cool. Yeah. If the floor is painted red, the floor is lava. Yeah, we used to play the floor is lava. It wasn't painted red. Bench height roller carts. We need no. So all of these benches, by the way, are on wheels. All of my furniture, these are all on wheels, on wheels, on wheels, and this wall here, I want on casters. I want to be able to shift this wall. These are shelving units here, just to block when you walk in. I want on wheels. I want all of my space transformable. And on the upstairs mezzanine area, I want all my bench, not my desks along the wall, but all my benches in there on wheels. Everything can be moved around and redone. If I have a massive order coming in that I need to...
Beak says a really good idea.
Yeah, like, you know, maybe I need to connect these ones to these ones and whatever, you know what I mean? So, oops, didn't mean to do that. Web tools, terrible. Roll around. Yeah, I want big benches on wheels. And all of these benches have also got shelves underneath, like what I've got here. Well, these are going to be them, right? Some of them. And so storage will be underneath. The reason I don't have...
says make the floor pink.
Yeah, that was already discussed. Johnny's going to give us the colour. No, I'm not making it pink. The reason I haven't put a lot of shelving around this packing area is because all of these benches have shelves underneath them as well. Missed. This is just called floorplanner.com, just a website that lets you lay out floor plans. I saw John using this. He recommended it, so I'm using that. The red couch will be upstairs. This is just the ground floor. It'll be moving. The red couch will be going. And now I'm really feel bad that I didn't keep my other red couch. I'll talk to you offline about it, Mark. No problem. Right, so I don't want to have projects on carts like you're doing, John, because my projects will not be downstairs like this. My projects will all be upstairs. And the entire mezzanine upstairs will be my work and project and prototyping area. So up here I will have benches as well that I will have my projects laid on. So my automatic optical inspection machine will actually live on a bench, powered up, usable, right? My reflow ovens, like my toaster ovens that are currently disconnected.
Electron Ash says I'm Karen. Fimmy testing.
That my ovens will be on benches and connected and not disconnected and stuck on a shelf, right? I'll have everything, all my label printers and everything else for packing orders will be downstairs.
Mike says good morning, Yaz.
Hey, Yaz. Right, so the idea is that I don't want to do the rolling trays around or rolling things around for my projects. My projects will actually have a permanent place to live. So they don't need to be moved and to set up and then put away. They'll be there all the time. For the big projects, right? Like the whole place will be full. Right, it's if you have the room for it. I get it. And in your case, John, like you need to be able to... Well, you also need to be able to move stuff around. Yeah. I don't know how well this will work, but that's my plan at the start, and we'll see. But if everything's on wheels, and if nothing is permanently attached, then things can be moved, right? The mezzanine is not enclosed, but I may eventually enclose it so I can add heating and cooling at least to the mezzanine area. We're doing an A/B test. Kind of, sure. So when I move in, I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to paint the floor, and then it's the old one. I'm going to paint the floor, and then I'm going to get some benches and stuff in, get my existing line in, right? I'll get PowerPoints put in everywhere. I'm going to get a lot of PowerPoints put in. Like, my plan is to have probably a lot. Yeah, I'm not going to pick a field. Let's just say a lot. No, I'm not sanding the floor, Yuz. I'm painting the floor. You can sand it if you want. And then I want to see how things go, right? I'll get my laser in. Haven't ordered a CNC yet, right? I want to get, that's my tool bench. I want to get ideally, I want to get a table saw, a drill press. Will I need 3 meters, 4 meters for it? I don't know. I'm worried about blocking off the door here. I need storage space for equipment when I get my new line. This whole thing will adapt and change over time. Yeah, we spoke about that already, Mike. Yep. Will it get plastic coating layer? What, the floor? No. There's no receptionist desk, because there's no reception. It's a factory. Yuz did find some amazing furniture in the education space for schools, but yeah, not for me. I'm probably just going to start off with something that's kind of the Shapioko size. I don't know. Yeah. I want to learn how to use the CNC. I don't particularly want to learn on a little tiny Chinese 3018 or, 3040 or whatever they are. Like, I'd rather work, learn on something that's a little bit better than that. And, I want to be able to learn enough that I can, just looking for it now. Like, I want to be able to cut stuff like Durastone for things like caddies and whatever, right? And I want to be able to, yeah, like my 3D printers will live upstairs, probably, with me. I want to have a bench there. What's Haas Mini? I don't know what brand that is. There's so many CNCs around now. I've been looking at the Evo. There's lots of choices. I don't know. I don't want to spend a lot of money on a CNC to start with, but I'd like to be able to do work on a CNC as well at some point. The fact is, right now I can order one and I don't know where to put it. Here I can have space for it and I can order it when I need it. Sure, but I mean, a lot of companies make CNC equipment. So I just finished building my electronics workshop now, and I can tell you, keep everything on wheels. I can arrange my entire shop within minutes. Yeah, absolutely. Everything's going to be going on wheels. Well, not my benches where I work, like these benches. They won't be on wheels. They'll be against the wall. They just need to be, and I'll put shelves on the wall. Again, I don't want to, because of the make good, what I'll do up here, I won't attach anything to the walls. What I will do is I'll build a stud wall across the back wall. Okay, that'll just be like attached to the top and the bottom, and then I'll build shelves against that. So when I leave, I can pull it all down, and the wall won't be damaged in any way. Right? If I start drilling into the wall and then, get crap concrete bits falling out and whatever, I'm gonna have to fix it all later. In PCNC is about $300 or $400. I don't particularly want a kit. Budget end of professional CNC equipment. Okay, I'll have a look at Haas. There's a lot of options, right? A lot of options when it comes to CNC. And ideally, I want to get a CNC that I can put in a that I can CNC a custom vacuum bed that sits as the base for the CNC, that I can then do things like mill out PCBs separate PCBs. Keen, still in bed. CNC for steel, or up to just aluminium and softer. I'm not looking at cutting steel. If I ever do steel, I'll get a fiber laser. Yeah, I'm looking at initially being able to, as I said, work out how I can do things like panel separation on PCBs, and then also do things like be able to cut things like Duratec or other things to make custom caddies for my production line. Yeah, all sorts of things. Anything you get, you'll have to put together in some form or another. Right, I'm talking about a kit where it comes where I have to do everything, right? Where all the stepper motors and wiring comes in separate boxes, and you have to... I'm not interested... I don't need a CNC project right now. Looking for something that's a little bit more pre-assembled. Thanks, Electron Ash. Yeah, it's a massive step, and it's a very scary step to take in a silicon shortage. I might have no silicon in 6 months. I don't know. Do a run of stereo sound cards for the old Apple II GS, getting my ducks in a row while I wait for PCO to do the thing. That's awesome, Bob. Stereo sound cards for the 2GS. Wow, that's really cool. I had an original Apple II, but I always liked their later machines, but never got any of them. By that point, I'd moved to a PC, or Amiga, and then Commodore, Amiga, PC. My dad had the two, Apple II. Yeah, no, the address is on there. That's okay. Nothing I can do about it. I mean, anyone will be able to look it up soon enough once I've moved in. I've been very lucky with my silicon choices and whatever. I mean, yeah. But I can't guarantee that's going to last forever. I've been investing a lot of my money into making sure I have silicon here. So, yeah, it's been I don't know what it's been. Interesting. Right, for new things, it's a hard thing. The big illuminated animated logo on the front is a giveaway. So my plan is to have no branding out the front. And I'm probably even going to black out the windows at the front and the door. So this window area, there's curtains that pull down, but I think I'm going to black them out. The door's frosted, but the actual windows aren't. Guessing the quarantine helps for some reason. The quarantines? Oh, quantities. God, I tried quarantine. Woo! No, the quantities makes it hard, because if there's no stock, there's no stock. Like, if you can't get 500, you can't get 10,000, right? I've had to, source alternate crystals and, and accept receiving crystals like this. A lot of my crystals recently have been coming in partial real like this and then like this, because I can't get enough. This is actually on 2 lots of tape inside this bag. So there's 1,629 crystals, and there's 1,199 and 430. And there's nothing I can do about it, right? I'm going to have to re-reel and lose some of them and whatever. But you get what you can get. A lot of my components I've had, had to sit there for 12, 13 weeks to get them. Not just not just electronics components, like my JST connectors and STEMMA QT connectors and stuff. I've just got rolling orders of, 8 or 10 reels of them because sometimes they take forever. And my buttons, like I had to order buttons, I had to wait, almost 3 months for buttons, and I had to buy other brand buttons of the same form factor to go through. Like it's constantly juggling to make sure I've got enough stuff, but it's been okay. Like I've been able to do it. So there's a lot of natural light in there. It's really good. And the second I start blocking things off, I'm going to lose a lot of that. So I have to get a lot of other lights. What's interesting, I don't know, John, if you're still there, they've got the LED lights they've got like under the mezzanine. They're these ones. They're all these. Which is what you put, like you mentioned these on your stream, right? These are the ones that you can switch between, the tricolour ones. So that's what they're using everywhere. They've just got like extension cables everywhere, or they're kind of PowerPointy extension cable things, and they're just plugging those in. Right, well, I bought this because you bought them and recommended them. I got this one and a smaller one. That's what they're using everywhere, and so I'm just going to continue that and just put more of these in. And because I don't need an electrician for this, right? Because they use a normal plug. So that's going to be good. So I can save a lot of the costs on putting lighting in, and then I can move them as I need to, because they're just attached to the underneath of the mezzanine. And I can do the same on the other side. So if I do end up having suspending area for electronics, for like air and power and stuff for machines, I can also I can also hang those lights from them because they're super light. Is that the Alexa panel? The what? I don't know why I thought it was A. Frost to the front window when moving the makerspace into its current location. Yeah, I want to. I'll either frost them or I'll black them out. I like the black look. Oh, the logo stuff broke again. Hang on. Back up again. If you have some time, Pearson Work Holding has some good videos on practical application of lean methods for workflow and shop setup. His CNC shop isn't quite the same, but might inspire some ideas. Okay, thanks, Dave. I don't know if when it's going to end, Mark. It's still not getting better. I don't think it's getting worse anymore, but it's definitely still not getting better. Like, it's still hit and miss when I can get things. And prices are still high, which is frustrating. Like, I can't wait till my BOM costs start going down again. I don't think freight's ever going to drop in price now, but hopefully I can get my product pricing maybe a bit lower at some point. Label the warehouse with infectious substances warning signs that'll keep thieves out. I might actually put a security grill behind the windows. I think that would be a smart thing to do at some point. I'll have to look into that. What? I think bungee cord is... Right, Yaz and I were talking about a fireman's pole or a bungee cord to jump off the... If I need to get down to the production line quickly, I can just jump over the balcony edge and down. Security gate is cheaper than a Rottweiler, yeah, and not as much poo to clean up, for sure. A Ghostbusters pole. A slide. I'm pretty sure all of those things would be a work and safety hazard, and I'd get shut down. Just saying. After Harold's unexpected strip show. Not by me. No. We go on. An insurance claim is cheaper than security gates. Not really. Depends. So, from my experience, having been burgled before in a workspace, what generally happens is they steal small things, and what they can't steal quite often they'll just damage. And so, the type of equipment I'm going to have in the place, if they damage anything, then trust me, insurance claim is absolutely not going to be cheaper than a security gate if I've lost production for 6 weeks or more because my equipment's busted. Make the giant ground floor, giant ball pit. Yeah, then I can't put any equipment in there. That's the problem. What's our son's job? Learned to do parkour backflip over the mezzanine. Yeah, Flynn can do that. I can't do that. He was doing flips on the trampoline yesterday. I'm so jealous. Wish I could do that, but I can't. Yeah, there's also stairs, so I'll probably just use the stairs. And I'm going to ground the stair rails. So every time I go downstairs, I'll be grounding myself on the way down, just in case. A zip line. Yeah, it's not that big. Anyway, there you go. That's my big crazy news, and it's I'm excited and I'm scared and I'm nervous and I'm, you know, I want to do all these things to the place, but I know I have to pace myself and I have to do it smart and carefully. They have to by law. I believe there is 1 or 2 smoke detectors in there, but I'm probably going to have to add my own as well. And the saddest part, Yaz won't be able to pop in on the stream, correct, unless you drive over. Oh, electronics, they're anti-static floor products. Well, they're all expensive. I mean, when you say not expensive, Bob, it's all just extra cost, right? So, and the bigger the area you need to cover, the more expensive it is. So, yeah. That's why I want to possibly... Right. Cheaper than putting down anti-static floor, or... you know, if I lift the carpet off, if they are tiles or whatever, or just cover the carpet with a floating floor, I can probably eliminate a lot of any static build-up that'll happen upstairs just by doing that. Yeah, so heating and cooling it is going to be my biggest challenge, and I don't know how that's going to work, and I'm going to have to be in there for a while to work out how I want to do it, right? There's no point trying to solve heating and cooling at the start until I'm in and my production line is in and running, and I can actually... and I know where things are going to go. Like, trying to heat and cool the entire space is just not going to happen. But if I end up able to isolate areas, then that'll become easier to heat or cool certain areas, right? But you can see why I wanted to originally get the line under the mezzanine, because I could block... I mean, that basically gives me a wall that I could build there. And then I could isolate that whole area downstairs under the mezzanine, and that would be much easier to keep at a constant temperature. I know I can, but that's horrifically expensive, Chris. So, you know, yeah, like, you can do anything when you just want to keep throwing money at it. Well, I'm not that wealthy. Like, this is going to be a struggle, a financial struggle. Like, you know, I have to be smart on how I do this. Yaz has drawn up plans. Yeah, this space is gone. Yaz has commented it all. I get none of it. A couple of split systems with the compressors in the space out back. They're cheap as. Yeah, but that won't really work because I've got nowhere to mount split systems. I cannot put them on the brick wall, on the concrete wall. As I said, I can't cut holes in the brick wall. So I'd have to take them up and out over the top. And a couple of split systems will not give me consistent temperature in a space like this. It'll just give me hot and cold areas. A GoFundMe page so we can contrive our wacky ideas into the fit out. I am too proud to do something like that and ask for financial assistance on something like this. Yeah, Ollie asked if we're going to demolish the office because I'm not using it anymore. It's pretty funny. My kids have no concept of how things work in the real world. Anyway, When I first saw the series Kath and Kim, I asked my brother if it was set in the 80s. He said, no, it's modern day Frankston. Not far wrong. I understand it's a lot cheaper to run a simple straight duct, but putting the HVAC system in is not cheap. That's the expensive bit. Once the HVAC system's in, right, running a duct is fine, but yeah. Look, we'll see. I need to get a I've got, as soon as I get my keys, I've got my I'll have my Sparky go down, meet me down there this week sometime. I might have to be on the weekend to go over what I want to do there. I need to run networking, like infrastructure everywhere. I need to run wireless is fine, but I want to run Ethernet everywhere, Cat 7 everywhere, including down the production line. I will. I need to get right. I need to be in there first to be able to then get people to come down and discuss. But I need to understand where I want to be doing it first, right? And we'll see. But I've already been quoted on, but what a pretty basic HVAC installation is going to cost, and it's a lot, like really a lot. Yeah, 10 gig on Cat 5, very short distances. I'm doing 10 gig on Cat 6e, and still I have some issues here with the machines that are on 10 gig. So we'll tell you that Cat 7 is a thing, but yeah, I'm going to do Cat 7. Like, I just want to future-proof myself. I want to do Cat 7. And Cat 7 is not that much more expensive than Cat 6, honestly. Once you're laying cable, like Cat 5e is cheap, but 6e and 7 is only a small difference in price. How many meters square volume? I don't know. It's 165 square meter floor space, 110-ish square meters on the ground floor, 8 meter ceilings. So what does that work out to? You can do the maths, Chris. Where's John Malkovich? For fast and long, I use fiber. Yeah, well, fiber's really expensive. Like, the office isn't that long and that big that I need fiber, but I think Cat 7 would be just a reasonable investment. Let me tell you, laying Cat 7 here is going to be way cheaper than doing the electrical work, right? You know how much it costs to put a 3-phase point in? Or to wire in 3-phase is horrific. You've never lived, Mark, if you've never used 10 gig. Sorry, I can't help saying Jack Black with a New Zealand accent now. I can't hear your accent. What? Fiber is not more expensive than Cat 7? SPS modules for fiber are cheaper. I'm not talking about fiber from switch to switch. I'm talking about running network points. I'm not like I'll be getting a new rack. Don't even know where the rack's going to live. Probably upstairs. Anyway, I'm talking about running from the rack to. I don't want to run cable and then have switches everywhere. Like, I want to run, like, if I end up with 10 Ethernet points down the bottom, I want 10 unique Ethernet points going to a 10 gigabit switch, right? I'm not looking at splitting it off somewhere else, so that makes fiber quite expensive. You could probably compare Cats. I probably could. It is. I don't know why 3-phase is so expensive. I don't know how much of it's a rort or whatever else, but like, putting in just a general purpose PowerPoint is like, a few $100s. Putting in a switchable 3-phase connection that you can plug something into is like thousands and thousands of dollars. Really expensive. I'm budgeting like, $10,000 just for a couple of 3-phase points in the building, like for equipment, and then the rest will be just general single-phase stuff. They do. The 3-phase is already to the switchboard. Just putting in 3-phase points is expensive, and some of the equipment, depending on what you buy, you can't put you need to actually wire it directly to the machine, and it's just expensive to do. So yeah, I'm not be doing. Mike's also in bed. I'm not doing fiber to each point. I'll just do, run Ethernet. It's absurd. Your 3-phase isn't any more expensive to run than single phase. Okay, I'm telling you what it costs. I know someone who just went through it recently. Cost him $7,500 to wire 2 things in 3-phase. And he's in Melbourne. He's in Northcote or Coburg, whatever else. It's expensive. And as I said, I don't know how much of it is a rort and how much of it is whatever, but 3-phase here is just very, very expensive. And I can't do it myself. You've got to use a proper Sparky. I don't know what current capacity is coming in. I'm assuming it's the 60 amp per phase thing. I don't know. I need my Sparky to come and let me know, and we'll have a look at it. I don't need high capacity. I just need some of my equipment needs 3-phase for power. Even my oven is not going to need a lot. And I can actually get a new oven that's single phase. It just takes an hour to warm up, which, yeah. Cables, plugs, breakers, more expensive. Just everything about it's more expensive. Right. But 240 volt single phase, but then I'm limited to how much amperage I can get on each plug, and it's not really the voltage. Anyway, some of the equipment requires 3-phase, so I don't have a choice. So yeah, 240 per phase. Cable is cheaper for the same load for 3-phase. Maybe. Doesn't matter, Chris. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it costs. I've been quoted 3-phase already when I was looking at doing here. The fit out for 3-phase here was going to cost me $15,000. And then that did not include all the wiring that had to be redone in the house. Right? And as I said, I just know someone who just went through it. All up, he spent about $35,000 on 3-phase wiring and stuff in his factory, which is only about 10% smaller than mine. It's just expensive, unfortunately. And I'm going to need like a lot of, like, my air is also going to be, I guess, expensive to run cabling. Like, I need a lot of air throughout my entire line. Telling you a bill of goods on the wiring. I'm telling you what it is. It is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. And I'll have to deal with it. Upstairs there are some PowerPoints, but I want a lot more. When there's power on this back wall, this ledge here, but I can't remember how many PowerPoints along this wall here. There might not be any. And I might also do a suspended ceiling here for some of this. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see how we go. The big chunky sockets, yeah. Yeah, I'll try to do vlog videos about what's happening. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this, how long it's going to take me to move in. I can move in fairly quickly once I've done the floor and the PowerPoints are in. Then I need to buy myself a pallet jack, and then I need to, once I've got my large equipment out of here into a truck and over, which will be interesting because I have no pallets for them anymore, which means they're going to have to be, I don't know how I'm going to get them moved yet, as in with which company I'm going to move them. It's going to be time consuming to load them and unload them onto the trucks, because like my pick and place, for instance, has wheels, but it's currently sitting on the feet. It needs to be lifted, the feet up, and then put back down onto wheels, but it can't be wheeled into the truck. It needs to be pallet jacked into the truck, but then the feet have to be put back down again so it can't roll around. It's just going to be a slow process. And when the feet are put back down again, it's got to be put down level. The pick and place can't be sitting on the truck and move unlevel, because it's just going to get damaged. And the bump in the driveway, that's right. That's why I need to buy a pallet jack that can lift I found one that I can get 60 millimeters off the ground, so it'll go over the bump, because a truck won't fit down my driveway. Once the big stuff is in, the pick and place, the oven, the laser, my benches, these desks I'll probably have to pull apart to move them. We'll see. Then the rest of it is just a matter of just lots of driving back and forwards to do it all. 5-pin 3-phase socket in the States, 4-pin if you're including round. Catch you later, Christopher. Thanks, mate. Have a good sleep. Worth hiring a decent forklift for the P&P and the workshop end. No, I don't want to. I want to own. I'm going to buy a pallet jack, not a forklift. I don't need a forklift. I don't need to lift anything up. I need to lift things off the ground to move them around. To make my space modular and move things around, I'm not going to invest in a forklift, and I'm not going to rent one as I need it. For $800, I can buy a pallet jack that can lift, 2,500 kilograms, and I can move stuff around with that. So, and I'll keep that permanently in the garage. Just you would have seen on the floor plan, there was a pallet jack sitting, not that one, pallet jack sitting at the front. I'll permanently have a pallet jack there. Yeah, 3-phase in Australia is a bit different, and our laws for electrical work here is very different, and yeah. Yeah, no thanks. And I don't want to get a forklift license either, so hire the forklift for the move, not for the day-to-day. Well, I don't have a license. I can't drive a forklift for the move. So either I need to hire a moving, need to take on a company with a moving van that has the tray lift that has their own forklift, right? Or I need to be able to do it myself. And even when they drop it off with a forklift, I still need to be able to move things around inside the space. So I'm still going to need the pallet jack anyway. So if I've got the pallet jack, I might as well just use that for the move. We'll see. We'll see. No. Not that I know of. I know that each side of me don't have, and it doesn't matter. I don't need to borrow. I need to have. Like, when I get my line in, I'm going to be moving stuff around. Like, the whole point is to be completely flexible and nimble and move stuff until I've got it where I want it. And so I don't want to have to go, I want to move something. I need to go find where I'm going to get something to move it with. Just going to have it. So Johnny got here just in time for me to say I need to get back to making Reflow Master Pros. So I'm going to end the stream, folks. Thank you all for joining. I will, obviously, as I said, I'll vlog and I'll keep you all updated on the adventure. Stored project. Oh, what? Okay, that's not English. No worries, James. Hey, when are you here, James, or are you here already? I saw you discussing it earlier. When are you coming to Australia? It is exciting, Keith. I think. Ooh, Johnny's visiting Mark. Nice. August. Okay, cool. Thanks, John. So's yours. You're way ahead of me at this point in time. Has your tent arrived? Translator, big project and will be so nice when you have it moved in. Yes, eventually. Eventually! No tent yet. I hope it's okay. I hope it's not miniature. Yaz kicked me out. She did. Okay. Bye, folks. Thank you. Thanks for your good wishes. And I'll keep you posted on what's happening. I'll let you all know when I got the keys. Okay. Bye, everyone.